Janine and I were talking as we were driving to a wedding yesterday, and we were reflecting and I think texting Nicole back and forth, just saying, oh, we're on our way to Winona, near Winona, it seems like it, but where she went to school. How fast that went, how fast those college years went. And I looked over to her and I said, you know what? That's what we're going to say at the end of our lives too, isn't it? It went so fast. It just went by so fast. If we're lucky enough to have a long life, I think we'll look back and say, went so fast. You remember that Psalm 90, verse 10? Oh, it's a wonderful psalm, the whole psalm, but this verse especially. Our days come to 70 or 80 years if we have the strength for it. If our strength endures. Yet the best of them are trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass, and we fly away. Talk about a perspective giver, huh? Spiritual principle there, to live life now. Some days seem really slow, but the years seem to fly by fast, and even some of the days too. So to celebrate this heartbeat, because it just might be our last, as one song says, every day is a gift from the Lord on high, and they all go by so fast. So many people living in a dream. I only want to live the real thing. How do we do that? How can we become aware of that? I also heard this quote I love. It says, I had a wonderful life. I just wish I would have realized it sooner and lived in it sooner, huh? So what prevents us from entering into life and realizing what a wonderful life it is? All pain and sorrow and trouble, but we make so much of that up too. There is a lot of real stuff. But what prevents us from diving in and living life? Rarely are we living our life, more we are thinking about it. Our minds are either in the past or in the future. This seems to be a theme that I keep coming back to. But we're not right here now in the present, where there is all the joy, all the happiness, all the peace, where God is and God can be experienced. It's kind of like Emmaus Road I was reflecting on this morning in the post-resurrection appearances here in the weeks after Easter. These two people are walking with this guy on a road, normal everyday road. They're having conversation. They're thinking about the past. They're worried about the future and what might happen. And they almost miss Jesus, because they were stuck in their thoughts of the past and the future and fret and worry, and they almost missed him. But there he was in the common walk, in the common meal, in common conversation. But they were stuck in their minds and thoughts and almost missed him. Either, here's something I'm pondering. Here you go. We are either moment by moment in our thought or in our life. Just that understanding can begin to help us become aware. And that awareness can help us begin to move to a fuller and more abundant life. Just notice how much thinking you do about life, rather than living life itself and enjoying life. So being on the way to that greater awareness, where underneath then we find life. We find the kind of life that Jesus talked about. That's there all the time and wells up in us like streams of living water. That life that is full and abundant and always there, waiting to be experienced and loved and enjoyed, rather than thought about. Thought about the past, the future. Live in regret of the past or fear of the future. That's where we live, but we've missed the moment. So if you and I, as we become more aware that at every moment we are either in our thoughts or in our life, we get closer to really entering in. So we won't have any regrets when we're hopefully blessed and live a long life, look back at our lives and say, I did have a wonderful life. I realized it then and I enjoyed it all. So more to come on this about how we live in thought, and that thought takes away our living in some ways. More to come. It all goes by so fast. So we better figure out how to enjoy it, huh? Amen to that. And may you learn to live, and me, all the days of your life.